They let the mirth fill the room as I introduce your first act of the evening. She's excellent. She's one of my favourite acts. She is absolutely smashing. Please give it up for Debbie Holt.
Right, good evening everybody. You alright? That sounds a bit funny. Is it echoing?
No, it's just your voice.
Just my voice. Sorry, it's my voice. Right, well, good evening. Special occasions, the opening night. I've made an effort. Yeah, I've done my hair, my makeup. I've got a nice dress on. Matching underwear, it's very important. Matching underwear. But I'm under no illusions, lads. Don't worry about it. I know I've more chance of a medical emergency than pulling. Be safe. Don't worry. It's all right. I'm from an equally nice place. I'm from a little village outside Manchester. Yeah, it's called Rochdale. I don't know if you've heard of it. For them that don't know, it's famous for Gracie Fields, Lisa Stansfield, grooming gangs. Yeah, you might have heard of it. And I had a perfect childhood. It was idyllic. Smoking, drinking, underage sex, you know, just all the normal stuff. And it would have been spot on, but my mum was barking mad. She was absolutely off her head. She was totally obsessed with her weight. Yeah, proper yo-yo dieter. I'll give you an example. 1980, she was the North West Slimmer of the Year. 1981, she was Face of Greg's. And we just used to laugh at her. But it stopped being funny when she got obsessed with me. She had me at Weight Watchers when I was 11. I mean, I think that's illegal. But it weren't so bad, you know. If I lost weight, we stopped at Chippy on way on. But it did give me a complex, it did. You know, I won't go swimming, I won't wear a bathing suit. And it went on for years. And you know what, a couple of years ago I thought to myself, just get a grip. And I went swimming. Oh my God, it was wonderful. It was life-changing. It was exhilarating. And you know what the best bit were? My tits floated. They were magnificent. Like that they were. But I know you're looking at me, you're thinking, what's this old bird up to? Well, as we get grey, we start to get invisible. And I don't want to fade away. I want to go out screaming and shouting. So I set myself challenges. I've wrote a book.
Woo!
Thank you. I've been on the chase. Woo! No, I didn't win, but Bradley Walsh is lovely. I have played live at Glastonbury. Woo! I strung my ukulele in the car park and I'm having that. But my friend said, you know, she said, I think there's something wrong with you. I said, what do you mean? She said, you kind of got the opposite of the imposter syndrome. And I thought, is that something? So I Googled it. See if I can see without specs. Oops. Dunning-Kruger effect. Essentially, this happens when you're bursting with confidence, yet your skills don't quite match up with how great you think, yeah? So I don't know what the hell she's on about. But my biggest achievement is that I've been married 36 years. Woo! 36 years, yeah. We met and married within a year. He proposed to me at Bobby Ball's nightclub in Rochdale. Do you remember him, Rock on Tommy? You guys won't know, Google it, it was funny in the day. But yeah, proposed to me and he got down on one knee. Now, even after all these years, I cannot be 100% sure that he weren't just tying his shoelace. But I took it as a proposal. Yeah, I had that wedding booked by Monday. Yeah, booked a wedding before he saw the dog that teaching. But we married until death do us part. Yeah, but I just didn't think it'd take this long. But I always knew that we'd stay together. I knew that we'd be together forever because neither of us wanted custody of kids. But he's changed, you know. He's changed over the years, he really has. I mean, when I first met him, he had a narrow waist and a broad mind. That's changed. But he's kind of had a social awakening. He's like really angry with the government. The government has reduced men's alcohol intake from 21 units down to 14 a week. Did you guys know that? And he has done the maths, and that's 7 units a week, 350 units a year, and the government has stolen 70 pints. 70 pints a year they've stolen. He's livid, absolutely livid. And he's joined a protest group, it's called Men Against Restricted Drinking Institute. Mardy for short. And all them Mardy men are going to march down to London and they're going to demand what's been taken has been returned. Yeah. Now, I kind of feel proud of him. I feel proud that he's seen a social injustice. I feel proud that he's seen a wrong and it needs to be righted. But then I found out the real reason. Do you know what's ticked him off? Do you know what put him over the edge? He was saving them 70 pints for a stag do in Benidorm. But I've changed. I mean, when I met him, it was all high heels and push-up bras. And when the first night I met him, my boobs were pushed that high, they were level with his nose. Yeah. I mean, his chat-up line, the first thing he ever said to me was, "Can I nuzzle in your bosom?" So I don't, and I took him home. But now it's all about comfort. Flat shoes, big knickers and comfort bras. These comfort bras are amazing, they just hold everything in place, just not the place where they used to be. It's great. But back then, I used to spend a fortune on perfume. I mean, I don't know if any ladies remember, there was this perfume called Lulu. Oh God, it was ever so strong. It used to smell me before I came into a room. I mean, now I spend as much on air freshener so you don't smell me when I leave. And I get terrible wind, it comes with age, you know. And, I mean, I'll either die of methane poisoning or else I'll spontaneously combust. One or the other. But, do you know something? I feel kind of comfortable, and it's always tricky with the first person up, but I'm just going to take advantage of all you nice guys, and I want to make a confession, and this is something that I never ever tell anybody. So please don't hold it against me, but I am a shit driver. Absolutely crap. Now I know that's stereotypical, you know, the woman's bad driver, but I am. You know, I can't parallel park, can't reverse, no sense of direction. It's not got worse over the years. It's not deteriorated with age. It's just never improved. It's just terrible. But I've passed my driving test 3 times. I have 3 driving licenses. Is it possible, you say? Yes, it is. The first time I was 18, I wore my nurse's uniform and I passed my test. Now, I don't know if it's because he was impressed with my choice of career or he was just a dirty pervert. But I didn't care because I passed my test at 18, so it was amazing. Second time, I lived in America and I had to take my driving test there. All Americans think everyone in little old England knows each other, don't they? So I did, I kind of let him believe that I did know his anti-gene in Epping Forest. That were another pass. The third time, I lived in Malta. Because of Brexit, I had to take the driving test. So I took my test there. Now this, I'll have to tell you about Malta, just in case you don't know. It's a tiny Mediterranean island full of lunatics. If you put your bin out a day early, you get an on-the-spot €100 fine. But drink driving is considered culturally acceptable. I passed my test because I was sober that day. Amazing. But you know, as we get older, there's always something. Always something. I went to the doctor's the other week and I had tonsillitis. And as she's looking down my throat, she said, I think you could do with a colonoscopy. I thought, oh my God, how far down can she So I'm in the hospital and you've got to do the consent form and he's telling me all the ways I can die, you know, and all the things that can go wrong. And then he said, and you may experience sexual arousal. I thought, So anyway, I signed everything. I'm on the table on my left-hand side. Has anybody else had a colonoscopy? I don't believe it's just me. You'd enjoy it. Very good. Anyway, so I'm on the left-hand side, he's having a good look round there. And then he leant over and he said to me, are you all right? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. Then I said, I'm not sexually aroused yet. He said, don't worry about it, dear, I am. Some weirdos around, there really is. But I just want to finish by telling you, I do this madness, this craziness, because it makes me feel alive, it makes me feel relevant, it makes me feel me. Woo! Woo! Oh, thank you.
Sit down.
That's joke at that coming. So my husband's really jealous of that statement. So I said, you need to find something that makes you feel like that. He said, I think I'll be a Morris dancer. I thought, crack on with that. So he goes down to the village hall and all the Morris men are there and they're sat behind a table. And he said it was like an interview panel and they were asking him questions. I don't know, do you like real ale? Are you free bank holiday Monday? Do you own an anorak? You know, they let him try the bells on. Well, bells up his legs, he did some stamping around. They even let him have a handkerchief. They said he had amazing wrist action. No surprises there. Amazing. And then the man said to him, just one final question. He said, are you circumcised? The husband said, well, actually, yes, I am. And the man shut the book. He said, your application's not successful. My husband says, but everything was going so well. I answered all the questions, I had the bells on, I even had great wrist action. He said, you don't meet the criteria. He said, you have to be a complete prick to be a Morris dancer.